Active shooter drills at schools have become a new normal for many communities, unfortunately. And now a California lawmaker is hoping to lay down a list of guidelines for active shooter trainings within schools in hopes of saving lives. Our Jeannie Nguyen breaks down that legislation and how the state is responding tonight.
Freshman year at JFK High School was unforgettable for Ariana Marie Williams.
I was walking into my math class, and out of nowhere, we went into lockdown. I had no idea what was going on.
Now a junior at Sacramento State, Williams says she remembers a lot of that chaotic day.
I was told there was a SWAT team in the halls, and we were just told to be quiet and sit and wait until authorities gave us the basically the all clear to evacuate.
After all was cleared, Williams learned it was an active shooter training exercise.
I texted my mom, like goodbye, just in case anything was to happen.
Even though she was physically safe, the trauma of that day remains.
It makes me more anxious to be in school, and it makes me more aware of my surroundings in a way that I don't particularly like.
Situations like this encouraged Assemblymember Chris Ward to introduce Assembly Bill 1858.
We want to set some guardrails on what can and can't go on in our schools with regard to active shooter drills.
Ward believes having guidelines in place can reduce the possibility of traumatizing students.
We want to make sure that we are not allowing the use of any simulated gunfire or simulated automatic weapons on our school campuses, that we are trying to make sure that parents have notifications.
A spokesperson for the California Department of Education says it's currently analyzing this legislation. When it comes to a guide on how to conduct these trainings, the state does not have a clear guide, but does recommend using the quote concept of run, hide, and fight. That suggestion can be found in the 2023 California Emergency Management for Schools Guide.
We want to be safe in these settings, especially in school settings.
All right, and Jeannie's joining us right now. As you just mentioned, the school doesn't really have any clear rules on how to handle these active shooter drills, but do they have anything that schools can defer to at this point to build their drills?
Exactly, yeah, the rules are not clear, but the state does have some discussion points on how schools can address active shooter situations. Now, some of those discussion points include alarm codes, accounting for students and staff, notifying families, at first aid supplies, and even a reunification plan. Again, it's not clear as to how the state expects these schools to form their drill plans.
And we also want to mention, too, that this bill has more steps to go through before it can even become a law. It is expected to be heard by an Assembly Policy Committee before the end of this month. And Assembly Ward then hopes it'll be sent to the governor's desk by this fall. So you already know, we'll continue to follow it for you. Jeannie, thank you so much.
Of course.